Hello students, good morning everyone. So let us continue with the class where we left in the previous class. We saw that we were doing with chapter diversity, right, from pole science civics, right? So we saw the introduction portion and especially with regard to the diversity in India and the history behind this diversity. From where did it emerge? Why do we have so much of diversity in our land? Now let us see the different kinds of diversity that we have. Page number 219, right inside, okay, under the topic kinds of diversity. India is a land of enormous physical diversity. There are the lofty Himalayas, fertile plain, the Deccan Plateau, vast coastal areas, the arid Thar desert, and many other landforms. Underline those. These are actually the diversity in terms of the physical features of our country. All right. So it's mentioned also, uh, right on the very first line, India is a land of enormous physical diversity. So the question is with regard to physical diversities. So these are the one: lofty mountains, fertile plain, the Deccan Plateau, vast coastal area, the arid Thar desert, and many other landforms. Right? Lofty Himalayas, the high peak mountains, fertile plains, the plain area which are very much fertile for farming, for crop production. Okay, especially the what do you call areas near to water bodies and all. Those are very fertile, but those are also called coastal areas. Okay. Next we have the plateau. Plateau is basically a kind of a land, which is plain on the upper surface, but it is little hilly in area as compared to the other plain areas. So it's not hill completely mountain, not like that. It's something like this, okay? That's called plateau. So it's up, but however on top it's a plain area. Next we have coastal area, as I told you, area near to the water bodies. The arid means the dry land, okay? That's called arid, and also various other landforms. So see, so much of diversity in the physical features itself. The existence of India as a nation depend on the interrelation of different regions and their dependence on one another. Underline. I'll explain you. First of all, you underline. you know, India, India being known as a nation, as a country. That's because the interrelation that we have, that one area has with another area in the sense like the different states. You can also say the example of different states that I'm talking about. Say Assam. Today Assam is connected with the different states of our, like recently, what is this called, what is this, COVID, the vaccines that we are getting for COVID. It's being supplied to us from, or even you talk about those oxygen supplies and all. Some different states they're supplying us at times, when in near their need, in their crisis, we supply them whenever we can. So that is how called dependent, interrelation, correlation with one another, and that's what binds us together, makes us as one strong nation. Next, rice and wheat, the staple food of the country. Underline, the staple food of the country, rice and wheat. Which country? India, right? So this is grown in the fertile plain. The mountains are a source of many rivers. Coastal areas provide fish. The Deccan Plateau grows cotton and is also a storehouse of essential minerals. A person living in Delhi will get coconut grown in the coastal areas, while a person living in the coastal area will eat rice grown in the northern plain, only because the different regions of the country are connected to each other. So this is just an example which I gave you. Like I give you the example of our land, and there's a present situation that's going on. They have given the example of food. A person who lives in Delhi will get the coconut which is grown in the coastal area, because coastal area means area which is near to the water bodies, but Delhi, no water area nearby, but however they are able to get the coconut. Connection, bond, okay, connect it one another. Same way, those people, those are living in coastal area, they get the rice from where? From the northern portion of our country, the northern area, the northern plains. So this is how we are connected with one another. See, there is a figure given about the different physical features of our land. Pay figure 1.2, mountain, plain, desert. Next, the diversity in physical features adds a lot of variety into our culture as well. While women living on the cold climate of Kashmir wear woolen pirans, underline that, what is piran? A woman living in the hot and humid Bengal prefers wearing a cotton sari. Bhangra and Gidda are popular dance forms of the vibrant and energetic people of Punjab. The Assamese like matching their steps to the subtle and artistic dance form that is Bihu. So basically, this paragraph is telling us about the diverse culture, okay, that our country has, as we have seen the diversity in the form of physical features. Now this is talking about the diverse culture, giving the example of the women of Kashmir, and also what do you call the people of Punjab, okay, the ladies of Bengal, the cloth that they prefer to wear, okay, the dance form of Punjab, the dance form of Assam, Assamese, okay, the different dance forms, the diversities that we. But however, you talk about Kashmir, you talk about Punjab, Bengal, Assam, we are all Indians, right? We live in one same country, in spite of being the diversity that we have. Next, we have the religious diversity. Religion. I have already explained you, I think, while introduction itself. But still, let us go through once again. India is a secular country. What do you mean by secular? Secular means, see, it's written in bold. Page number 290. See, the words which are written in bold in the text, that means the meaning of those words are mentioned in your text, maybe at the end of the text, okay? Before I tell you the meaning, let's see. Yeah, it is mentioned. See, page number 222, in the box that which is named as glossary, the word secular, the last word. The state of being separate from religion in the Indian context, it means no special treatment for any particular religion. In simple term, if I explain you, all religions are equal. That's what our country, in the eye of our country, all religion, irrespective of whatever it is, doesn't matter. Hmm? All religions are treated equally. That's called secular. India is a secular country. And another thing that also, that the word secular means that we, I, you, we, each one of us, we have the right to follow any religion of our choice. Nobody can force us, nobody can bind us that you will have to practice this religion or you will have to follow this religion, okay? And even when it comes to religious festival, and which must be respected. That's why it's called a secular country. Now, it's also mentioned in your text. See, I'll read the text. India is a secular country. This means that people of India have the right to follow any religion of their choice and celebrate their religious festivals. Religious communities such as Hindus, Muslims, Sikh, Christians, Jains, Parsis, Jews, and Buddhists consider India their home and live in peace and harmony. Now, see, there are so many religions that's being mentioned out here. I'll just count them: Hindus, Muslims, Sikh, Christian, Jains, Parsis, Jews, and Buddhists. Just eight, and there are many more which is not being mentioned in the text. So, but still, we live in peace and harmony together, right? The government of the country treats people of all religions alike, same, without any kind of discrimination. Okay, in fact, discrimination on the basis of religion in our country is a punishable offense. It's a crime. Okay, so remember this. If I was a kid now, at times it may happen, like even in fun or while just when you talk for gags, for for smile or for just for hanging out with your friends, it may happen that you may make fun of one another, which is very wrong. Okay, next we have linguistic and regional diversity. Linguistic, before I go to the topic, let me just tell you which means language in simple term. Yes, you look at, instead of going to this topic, let me give you the very first example. Assamese language. Yeah, let me give you the example of Assamese language. In the entire Assam, we speak Assamese language, right? That's the common state language. Fine. We are residing here in Guwahati, not Guwahati, but even though we speak the same language, but there is a regional variation, okay? A local dialect. Like, I'll give you an example. You might have heard about the people speaking this Assamese language, say of the areas, for example, say Jorhat, Dibrugarh, and all. Okay, those places, these are all part of Assam, and also the people those who speak Assamese of this, what do you call, Rangia, Borpeta, or Nolbari. It's all same Assamese language, but I'm talking about the regional variation, the diversity. That's what it is being mentioned. No matter there is a diversity, but we are one. Okay, we belong to the land of Assam. Okay, that's what. Likewise, as I gave you the example of our own state, if the book talks about India, in our country, people of India speak different languages, different dialects, okay, and use different scripts. In fact, as per the Indian Constitution, the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution, we have 22 languages which are recognized by the Indian Constitution. All right, that means, like recognized by the. Let me give a further deep knowledge about it, which means out of these 22 languages, if a candidate is applying for any of the central government jobs, not state, central, because as per the Indian Constitution, central government job, then he or she can opt for any of the languages among this. That's called scheduled languages recognized by this by the Indian Constitution 22. And let me tell you one thing, my dear. I have come across many of the students, like when it is being asked to them, like, what is the national language of a country? I don't know, like, from where you got to know about this. Hmm? Maybe whatever it is, that doesn't matter from wherever you got to know. But supposing if you have that, misunderstanding, correct it right now. Which class? Class 6, I think. Yeah, correct it right now. So that later on, you don't make a laughing stock of your own self. If somebody asks you which is a national language of our country, the very prompt answer that a student gives is Hindi. No. India does not have a national language. Not at all. Nowhere it is written that Hindi is a national language. Wrong. If anybody has told you or if you have come across this somewhere, correct it now. I repeat, India does not have a national language. There is no language which got the status of this national language as per the Indian Constitution. No. Hindi is the official language. Okay, official, not national. There's a difference between national and official. Official used for official purpose, documentation, various things and all. But again, every state has got their own official. And when we talk about India as a whole, as one, then comes Hindi as the official language. But again, when it varies from one state to another. Like in Assam, it's Assamese. If you go to West Bengal, it's Bengali. If you go to, what do you call it, Maharashtra, it's Marathi. Likewise, every state has got their own official language. It's even mentioned in your book. Please underline that, highlight it, circle it, whatever you do. See, it's written here. Hindi is the primary official language, not national, which while English is the secondary official language. Please underline that. The government encourages every state to develop its language and culture. As I told you, that every state has got their own official language, which is very much respected, right? All right. So I'll do one thing. We'll end up this chapter out here today, up till here for the class. Remaining topic we shall discuss in the next class. Please go to the text, and if you have any query, you can get back to me during your clarification hours. Okay, study well, stay at home. God bless you all.